took on a monster dinosaur. Allosaurus versus Camarasaurus. Predator against prey. Two natural enemies about to face off in a Jurassic matchup showcasing the prehistoric art of war. A herd of Camarasaurus approaches a drying lake. From their tall vantage point, they can see the carnage brought about by drought. With their keen sense of smell, they pick up the scent of an unusually high number of predators.
Their sheer size and mass is usually enough to deter any predator from attacking. But the large number of predators assembled in this one area puts the Camarasaurus on high alert.
Despite the threat, quenching their thirst is a priority. The alpha male steps onto the mud-encrusted shore. As he positions himself to get a drink, he finds it difficult to maneuver.
This puts the dinosaur in a very precarious position if it happens to get attacked. Unfortunately for the sauropod, it's unaware of the mud trap that lies just beneath the cracked and dry upper crust.
The enormous weight of this Jurassic titan cracks through the dried mud layer. Its elephant-like front feet become stuck. Each time it tries to pull its legs free, it ends up sinking even further. The stuck Camarasaurus begins to panic and bellows a distress call. Realizing that they have an opportunity, the Allosaurus pick up the pace.
The Allosaurus make a very wise decision to abandon the Stegosaurus and go for the Camarasaurus. That Stegosaurus just freed her tail and killed her. They know now she can defend herself, so the sounds of the Camarasaurus makes it much more interesting of a target. So they move off and decide that's the thing they're going to attack, because if they can kill it, it'll keep them fed for 3 or 4 days.
At the sight of the Allosaurus, the Camarasaurus herd turns and retreats, leaving its leader to face the threat alone.
Camarasaurus are herding dinosaurs. Their #1 priority is to make sure that the babies make it into the next generation. When 2 Allosauruses showed up, their priority is to move away from the danger and take their babies. Unfortunately, that leaves their leader abandoned and stuck in the mud.
The Allosaurs approach carefully, circling to make sure that the Camarasaurus is firmly stuck in the mud. Working in tandem, they look for the best angle to attack a weak spot, the flanks or neck. A deep gouge or bite in those strategic areas, and the herbivore goes down.
Under normal conditions, there is no way these 2 Allosaurus would dare take on a bull Camarasaurus. But the fact that it's stuck in the mud has changed the whole battle plan. They'll attack him as long as they can reach one of his vulnerable areas.
Taking up positions on either side of the giant sauropod, the Allosaurs launch their attack, teeth and claws primed to bite and slash.
The Allosaurus leap onto the side of the sauropod. They're trying to cut through the thick flesh. If they can rip open its side, the lifeblood of that sauropod is going to spill out on the ground, and that's going to end the battle quickly with no harm to the Allosaurus.
The Camarasaurus strains from the weight of his attackers, but in a defensive move, shakes them off. But not before the Allosaurus, using their large hand claws, inflict deep wounds in his flanks. But under the intense heat of the Jurassic sun, an unseen force begins to take its toll on the Allosaurus. Overheating.
The massive size of these Allosaurus makes overheating a real concern. Almost all evidence points to these dinosaurs as being warm-blooded creatures, which means they have no trouble warming up. But cooling down can be a real chore. And after their fight with that Ceratosaurus, their bodies were already in high gear. And now with this new full assault on Camarasaurus, their temperature gauges are in the red.
Recognizing that their prey cannot go anywhere, the Allosaurus shut down momentarily.
Like modern birds and dogs, the Allosauruses pant in an effort to expel excess body heat. But they also have a special adaptation that allows the heat to escape through their skull. It's a large opening called the antorbital fenestra. It's located directly in front of the eye socket. Most people looking at the skull think that that's the actual eye. With only a thin layer of skin covering it, it's ideal for allowing excess heat to escape.
With their body temperatures back to normal, the Allosaurus are ready to fight. It's two predators versus Camarasaurus on an ancient lake bed. All hell is about to break loose. During a drought in the late Jurassic, a receding lake has become a battlefield. 3 Allosaurus have killed a Ceratosaurus. A Stegosaurus, wielding his lethal tail spikes, has killed one of the unsuspecting Allosaurus. The fight shifts as the surviving Allosaurus focus their attention on a Camarasaurus stuck in the mud. Using their 2 key weapons, sharp teeth and vicious claws, they inflict serious wounds. If they can make the kill, the predators can feast for days. The Camarasaurus, despite being at a clear disadvantage, wages a strong self-defense. The Allosaurus stalk their prey, looking for a weak spot.
If one of the Allosauruses can get to the soft skin of the neck, they might be able to sever a major artery or cut off the air to the lungs. That will absolutely end this battle and bring down their behemoth prey.
The Allosaurus circle their prey. They use an anatomical adaptation to their advantage: splayed toes.
The Allosauruses don't get stuck in the mud like the Camarasaurus for 2 reasons. Number 1, they don't weigh as much. And number 2, they have a remarkable adaptation. It's the design of their foot. Like modern birds, their toes are splayed out in 3 different directions. This configuration gives them incredible traction when they're running at high speeds, but it also gives them stability. And the weight of the body is distributed between these 3 toes and not straight down, as in the foot of Camarasaurus. They work like snowshoes, keeping the body from breaking through the upper hard crust while allowing them unimpeded movement across the lake.
One of the Allosaurus attacks. The Camarasaurus is quick to respond.
Like a freight train, the impact crushes the ribs and splinters the arms of Allosaurus and drives its own humerus deep into its chest.
The momentum of the tail allows the Camarasaurus's front legs to become free. Using the power in its rear legs, it raises its body. The other Allosaurus darts in.
The Allosaurus can't stop. Its momentum literally drives it directly into the foot of the massive sauropod.
With its massive weight, the Camarasaurus crushes its last remaining rival. But its victory would be short-lived. With all of its energy spent, and once again firmly stuck in the mud, the Camarasaurus is condemned to a slow, agonizing death.
The Allosaurus was so focused on the fact that Camarasaurus was stuck, it wasn't in top predator mode. That meant it got in too close. Never in its wildest imagination would it have thought that that Camarasaurus would shift its center of gravity, free those giant front feet, and crush that Allosaurus like it was a bone.
Camarasaurus may have triumphed over Allosaurus in this fight, but in the ultimate battle for survival, they and all the other dinosaurs in the lake